Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Today I'm talking about something that makes me so happy. It is none other than books and reading. I have found that reading improves your mind, it improves your soul, and it improves your outlook on humanity, especially when you go to good books. So I have put together the second half of 2023 books that I've read and some that I'm reading right now. And I am joined by the man, the legend, the Viking himself, all the way from the future, all the way from the future in Downton Abbey. It is none other than Stieg.
Hi.
Hello. How's the future?
Um, Pretty good right now in my area. It's we're not in the negative in terms of temperature, so we had some rain, so all the ice is pretty much gone.
Oh,
So
well,
almost like fall weather, I guess.
wow, for you. And of course, we're getting ready for the apocalypse here. There's a big, huge storm coming through now. My forecast is not as bad as some, but in Texas, even if we get the littlest, tiniest bit of ice, they have to shut everything down because no one knows how to drive or function or be human in this kind of weather. So stay tuned. And unfortunately, even though we've got plenty of warning, just like when we had that big storm back in 2021, people do not properly prepare. It's ridiculous.
You would think they would have learned after that one.
Yes. And just in general, you should always have imperishable food. You should have a good supply of water. And if you can, a source of heat that's not dependent on electricity. You want to, if you have a fireplace or fire pit or something, make sure you also have some really good warm blankets. Like me, I've got one from Iceland. It's lovely. And look who it is. It is Darth Vader himself, aka Ubaldo T. Hello, everyone. Why, hello. What are you reading? Please share in the chat. Let me put a banner up so that people know what we're talking about. Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive. So, everyone, please stay safe. Don't be stupid. And don't wait to be rescued. That was one of the other things that happened in Texas. Everyone was like, "Oh gosh, McDonald's is the only place I can get food," and I'm like, "What the hell
No,
is wrong
no, it
with you?"
is. It isn't. I mean, boiling water and noodles. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, I guess people didn't prepare, and because I remember McDonald's was the only thing that was open, and the lines were like around the block. I'm like, "What the heck is wrong with you all?" And in general, whether you're having a snowpocalypse or not, you should just have food around the house that you can just eat. It's actually a lot cheaper than eating out. You want to save money, do that.
We have powdered soup.
Hmm.
You guys buy soups in a can, right, and just heat it.
Correct. Or you add water to it.
Yeah, we have it's powder, so
Hmm.
you just add water and whatever, if you want some extra bits in there, you toss it in.
Yeah.
But that's it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and they tend to last for quite a bit. So if you're cold, nothing better than hot steaming soup, is it?
Oh, no, not at all. I remember back in Ireland just being so cold, and then you'd just come in and you'd have like hot vegetable soup or a hot stew. Nothing beat it. Yeah, we do have some powdered soup, but none of it's like yours. Like ours is like low quality, uh, like chicken or something. But you all like go all out. You have like fish soup and really like good solid vegetables in them. Ours suck.
Well, we add vegetables because it's basically just you know it's the soup with like tiny bits of a veggie that was dried in the bag, right?
Hmm.
But it helps if you add stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ubaldo's right. People, the fact that people can't prepare is one thing, But if you've been in a situation where you were unprepared and things did not go well, uh, it's the person's fault for letting it happen a second time. You know,
Yeah.
because
No.
first time experience, you're probably not prepared, and you know you you could file it up as an accident almost, right?
Hmm.
You simply didn't know. But once you've been in it, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
And if the weatherman's saying, yeah, in a week and a half there's going to be a snowstorm, and you don't prepare then the person has to be retarded. You know,
Yeah. Well, and I think
it's
we're
it,
also
it's it's
taught.
willing stupidity.
Yeah. Well, and not just that, I think people have lost their ability to adapt because it used to be that we had animal instincts. I mean, for crying out loud, my cats know how to adapt, but it seems like humans have lost it. Mice can adapt. Freaking cockroaches can adapt, but apparently we cannot. Oh my goodness
I
gracious.
mean,
Ah.
people need to send their kids to Boy Scouts
Mhm.
again, because you actually learn useful stuff there, and some of it is a little bit like learning how to ride a bike. That is, if you
Yeah.
pay a little bit of attention. But just if half of it sticks, you know, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Hello, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Thank you for being here. Well, Ibaldo is sharing. I'm reading Star Wars Dark Force Rising again. I joined a book club with the Red 5 Network. Oh, excellent.
That's the second Thrawn trilogy book, I think.
It is, yes.
Because it's Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. It's been ages since I've read them, so
Yeah,
but
that
I
trilogy
like
is
them.
so good. Oh, so good. So good. I've reread that trilogy. I honestly don't know how many times I have because that's the peak of the EU. It kind of kicked off the EU as we know it nowadays, the one where it's got this continuous story, the story that Lucas approved of.
And oh, he didn't just approve of it; he commissioned it. So when people say, "Oh no, the EU was never canon," Lucas hated it. He commissioned Timothy Zahn to write the Thrawn trilogy.
That's true. Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right. And
ding,
he,
ding, ding, ding. You know, uh,
mhm. Well, and he also, as you've said several times, brought it into the movies.
uh, nothing from that. Yeah, well, Exar Kun's. No, shit, that's from the Jedi Academy. The
Yeah,
double-bladed lightsaber came from the EU.
yeah. Well, and what's his name from? I'm talking about in the general EU. In the Phantom
Oh,
Menace, they showed what's his name?
yeah, Prince
Uh,
Zizor is at
Izor, yeah.
the pod race. The pod race is from the EU as well, but it was called
Hmm.
speed racing. But it was on Malastare. Qui Gon mentions, yeah, there's pod racing on Malastare too,
Yeah, huh?
right?
Yeah.
And let's see, Dash Rendar's ship was added to A New Hope, the special edition,
Hmm.
and Dash Rendar's droid, I think, was seen in it too. What else?
Well,
There's
the
a
fact
bunch of
that
Jedi.
a ton of Jedi, and also that Lucas worked with the writers who were doing the books between the prequels.
Yes, the prequels to the prequel movies, which
Hmm.
was Approaching Storm. That was the prequel to Episode Two, which is
Hmm.
directly referenced in the movie, and it also starts right where the novel left off. Because
Hmm.
when it ends, Luminora and Barriss head to Palpatine's office to deliver the report, and Anakin and Kenobi will be joining shortly after. So when the movie starts, Anakin and Kenobi are in the elevator heading up to Palpatine's office, and Luminora and Barriss are in it. They're in the office. So
Yep. There we go. Yeah, sorry I wasn't clear when I meant like the whole EU earlier. And Ubaldo says it also took us out of dark times when nothing was available. Absolutely. I just lost my crap when I saw that in the bookstore because we didn't have the internet back then. So often you only knew something existed or came out if you subscribed to a fanzine, or at the time, what was it, Starlog? A lot had a lot of it, but I didn't subscribe to those. I was in high school, and so you would find out when you went to the store. And I just when I saw
Imagine
you
what it
just
was like in Norway
oh
when you couldn't subscribe to stuff like that. I just saw it at a friend of mine's brother had Star Wars books, so I didn't really discover them until I think the late '90s.
wow.
So my Star Wars was the first three movies and the old Marvel comics and the video games up until I just visited a friend and saw the Star Wars books.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the way it was. Hello, Salty Traveling Sea. Yes, we are talking about books. What are you reading? What do you recommend reading? Or just something you have read and want to share? Like this is a badass book. We need to talk about it. Yeah. Han Solo's Revenge, Splinter of the Mind's Eye as well. Oh, yeah, those were the fun ones, but those weren't the same as what they did with the
Well, Splinter of the Mind's Eye was basically Plan B if
mhm.
Star Wars: A New Hope didn't do well,
Yeah,
and
that was going to be
it
the
was
official
basically a way to wrap it up if there wouldn't be any sequels.
yeah.
It's still cool though. I like it, but it's not canon.
Yeah. And hey everyone, says Late Nop. Yeah, America's ass is present. Long time no see. Sorry about that. Hey, it happens. It happens. Life happens. Yeah, Cap just passed 500, so I'm assuming you need some watch hours. So everyone, please go and watch his material so he can be mostly monetized and then hopefully fully monetized. I have 100 and I have 97 left to be fully monetized. Though I certainly appreciate all super chat soups, all super stickers, and the like. But once you reach the magic 1,000, you can also stream from your phone, live stream from your phone. So a lot of Teresa's travels will, well, it'll be up a notch, won't it? So thank you, everybody. So that new Ray move. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. And one more. No. And the fact that they're having the nerve to call it the new Jedi Order. Isn't that awful? Those bastards.
Oh, Salty! If you read the Word and the Void trilogy, it's actually the a prequel to Shannara. It's continued off with Genesis of Shannara and then Legends of Shannara, and then they get closer to the Sword of Shannara trilogy. So it's about how the great wars happened that destroyed the world that later became the Shannara world. So it starts off in a small town in Illinois.
Yes.
That's where it starts.
That's where you've recommended for me to go back and do that. But yes, certainly Salty
Yeah.
Traveling, to what Stig is referring, I'm doing a deep redive into the full run of Terry Brooks Jenner through Sword, Gemstones, Wishong, and now into I'm gonna mispronounce this. Let me go to the person who doesn't speak English as a first language. How's that pronounced?
Scions.
Scions? Okay, there we are.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Well done. I mean, I think everyone should be reading Terry Brooks, should be reading Fife, should be reading, well, hell, even should be reading Sanderson, should be reading Robert Jordan. That there's really, really good fantasy out there,
Oh,
even if
so
you have to go
many.
backwards. Oh, Salvatore, Dragonlance, the Weiss and Hickman.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Feist. Joe Abercrombie, my favorite of the new writers. He's been around for a decade and a half, I think now, though. But
Mhm.
uh, definitely, here's the thing: once you read a writer for a while, right, and he never disappoints you. You're getting what you expect and stuff. You will start to trust the writer, and you'll even forgive him for a dud now and again. And
Correct.
that's marketing that a writer can't pay for. It's earned.
Yes. To give an example for me, Agatha Christie, not all of her books were great. But yeah, you not only do you forgive her, but just because she just had also a style that even a dud actually is still entertaining. But oh my gosh, he's got a signed copy of Genesis by Brooks.
Yeah,
Dude, was it personalized? Like, did you meet him and meet him at a book signing, or did you find it?
I'm actually rereading the first of the Genesis books right now. It's a duology, and then there's this open space between that one and the first King of Shannara. But Brooks has started a trilogy to bridge that time period, and book one is out, I think, in August, and he's almost done with book two as well. So actually, I think he said it was gonna be. It's not gonna be a trilogy. It's gonna be four books. So that'll definitely wrap up everything from the start and up until where he ended the series. Unless he figures out there's like some time gaps here and there where he can do standalone books, I suppose. But yeah, he's filling in a blank that fans have been asking for quite a while.
Yeah. And he also says, all right, have Dragon Riders of Pern ready to go as well. So damn.
Yeah, not to be confused with Dragon Riders of Porn, which is a different genre entirely.
Oh my gosh. It it was a truly odd secondhand shop find, hardcover and signed to someone else. Best $3 ever spent. Oh my gosh. The person probably didn't know what they had. Oh my gosh. I have sometimes found things like that. Eh, not somewhat as big as Carrie Brooks, so holy shite.
I still win when I found you that hardcover magician complete special edition thing with the original cover for $2 on eBay, and it was
Yes,
almost brand new.
right after you got done spending 40 plus dollars.
I think it was. I think it might have been 50 or 60,
Yeah. Oh, gee
and
whiz.
50 and 60 was on the low end for that book.
Oh,
And
I
then I just
believe
saw
it.
it on eBay, and I'm like, this can't be right. This was a picture of it, and that's the one I have. And I
Uh,
told
And then
Teresa,
we
hey, just get it. Worst case scenario, you've lost $2, right?
yeah.
But no,
Yeah, because we were thinking maybe the person had put the wrong picture and it was just a paperback. And then when it showed up and it was heavy and it was the size of a hardback, I was like, I can't believe this. I want to pause here. Thank you, Luffy is God. Came by to hear what Stieg is reading, so I know what not to read. Ha ha ha. Happy New Year from the land of tomorrow today for Stieg. Okay. Oh yeah, because he's in the same place as Stieg, so he's in the
yeah.
present.
Well, what I'm reading is, like I said, the first Genesis of Shannara, and uh, the fourth Joe Abercrombie book, which is a standalone book because I just finished the first trilogy, uh, the
Mhm.
first Law trilogy, which I just reread. But now I'm at book four, which is going to be made into I think it's a mini series starring Rebecca Ferguson.
Mhm. Which should be good. She's great.
Uh, I hope so, but then again, it's that book is built up though by a trilogy, so they should have done the trilogy first.
Hmm.
Otherwise,
But we all
there's
know
not
why
much.
they. Sorry.
Yeah, because they're gonna have to rewrite stuff and all that uh, for this new audience, and alter things. The reason why this person is there and stuff, because it's not. They can't really go. Yeah, because this person that I trusted betrayed me, and then he let me go anyway, and blah blah blah, and gave me this position. You can't just have the character say that when it's actually like a big plot twist from a trilogy.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll be able to work it out through exposition, but we all know why they wanted to do it because it was the one with the female lead.
Yeah, which is weird because one of the leads in the first trilogy is also a female who is dark skinned. They could have checked two boxes right there. And
Hmm.
she's awesome, by the way.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah,
correct.
so you start with the first Law trilogy and then book 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Yeah, I got
Do
the
them in order
Abercrombie.
of release.
Yeah, he says that he's got the Abercrombie books he recommended. I'm going to totally read then review show versus books. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I got the first trilogy because somebody sent them to me for Christmas.
Yeah, I have the
Cool.
paperbacks, and I wanted to collect the hardcovers. I actually have a complete collection now, hardcovers. So I was stuck with paperbacks, and I was like, "Do you want them?"
I was
And
like,
then,
hell
yeah,
yes. Yeah, that and hot chocolate, which is going to come in use, and some black currant. That's also going to come in use with this cold weather. Speaking of which, everyone, I am working with a new mic. Let me know if it's okay, because sometimes
it,
it's
it
hard to
it
tell.
sounds really good on my end.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to know from people listening in the chat. And Ubaldo T says, I love Anne Rice. Sad she is no longer with us. I'm glad I have several books autographed by her. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome!
that is
I have the Dragon
amazing.
Riders of Pern. I have a paperback omnibus of it. I think it's a trilogy.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's what I have. I haven't read it yet. It's been pushed back all the time.
Yeah, the original vampire uh, trilogy, the Interview with the Vampire, those three books ending with Queen of the Damned were really, really good. The adaptation recently was, as predicted, horrendous. They totally changed it and ugh, bleh. So, but
As
yeah,
soon
Anne
as you,
Rice was. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, as soon as you change something, that change will have ripple effects. And we saw that with Game of Thrones
Yeah.
because
Well, they.
all the changes had ripple effects that led to the show becoming, well, it went full retard in season 5, 6, and 7, and then people who didn't really pay attention started whining about, season 8. Season 8 ruined everything. No, it didn't. 5, 6, and 7 made 8 happen, but people just cheered because, oh wow, dragons! Oh my god, I can't believe they killed this character. Yeah, because killing that character made no sense. So
Yeah. Well, what they did with the Interview with the Vampire, they actually made it in the 19th century. I'm sorry, yeah, the 20th century rather. So it was set in like the 1920s, which totally changed everything. Yeah, free books are the best gifts. Okay, let me know how this volume is. I did change it up just a bit. Luffy as God started the year right with Douglas Adams, Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide. Haven't read it for years.
I've heard nothing but good things about that one.
Mm, excellent. Yes. Here
About
comes a.
the book, not Luffy.
Oh,
I only hear bad things about him, but yeah, the book is great. Apparently,
yeah. Well, gosh, these are great suggestions so far. Well, I do have a bit of a slideshow I made based on some of the books that I read and reread. Now, this one I can't recommend enough. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. If you want a very good nonfiction self help book, this is amazing. To be honest, I love it. Love it more than life itself. And I know it's things that people have been telling me to do for quite a while. Basically, don't give a fuck.
yeah, a guide to apathy.
and but it also means though choose your fucks. that's also that you there are some things that you do have to choose, but choose
Basically,
them.
don't fuck anything that can fuck back.
The only self-help book anyone needs is the Bible. Well, even the Bible, you know. Well, we don't believe in sola scriptura here at Miss Martin Muses, but I know what you mean. There's some very good advice given in the Bible, but I think that Mark Manson would agree with some of those tenets, especially the teachings of Jesus, because he talks about, do not worry about tomorrow what you will say or what you will think or what you will eat or what you will drink. It's like choose your FUCKSs. Miss Mark Muses says, Perfecto. Steeg always sounds like he's speaking from beyond this dimension with his slightly tinny sound. Well, he
Yeah,
is.
well, I am
He's a force
speaking from.
ghost.
Yeah, I'm speaking from beyond.
um, and of course, Downton Abbey. Yeah, my mom tunes in sometimes, especially when I'm in Florida doing some caregiving with them. She'll listen in to Mara and Steeg's movie things sometimes, and the good,
Out of
bad, and the
all,
weird.
out of all the things to listen to on YouTube, she picks that. Two
Well,
fucked up people saying politically incorrect things.
my parents are cool. All right, they're perfectly fine with all of that. You should hear how they talk. But well, my mother claims that it was we that taught her to talk like that, but no, because my mom's into the weird stuff. But she'll listen in, and she just never fails. She's like, he is not Norwegian. No one can speak English that well. And that's from Norway. And it's like, well, he does. Because we'll watch things with Norwegian people. She's like, that's what a Norwegian's supposed to sound like. But no, she likes the good, bad, the weird, especially because of the the topic. And she actually suggested a topic that I suggested through the thing for you all that you all actually used. So um, back in the
I
day,
just look.
but
I just look for fucked up news and give it tomorrow.
yeah. No, it's great and it's good fun. Or but sometimes especially was it you and Lady Gravemaster that used to do the what was going on in 1980, 1981 when you did your
Yes, we might start that up again. Basically, she recommended a movie from 1980 that I had to watch, and I did the same for her. And then we talk about that movie on the stream,
Mhm.
right? And when we watched the movie, and then we would do little facts about 1980, which was the
Mhm.
first year we did. So she would do uh, well, it was basically historical landmarks in a way, little tidbits, and she would do stuff that happened in the United States, five things, and I would do international stuff.
Yeah. It was loads of fun. And it was good because and if she had ever wanted to turn those into like little clips, those would stand alone, cuz it was really good information and usually lasted the first 5-10 minutes. So subscribe to her
Yes,
if you haven't already. Yeah. If chins could kill, this was a recommendation by Steeg, and I actually listened to it on Audible, read by Bruce Campbell. This was fun. The Confessions of a B movie actor. He started basically from being a kid playing around in Michigan all the way up to just after Boba Hotep. Because I think they he used his book tour to help promote the movie, and that
which
helped get
is
word
actually
out.
a very good movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Michael's Asylum says Bruce Campbell is a true showman. I met him once. Ooh, do
He,
tell.
he, he's the best on-screen Elvis.
I agree. He did a great job and played Elvis as though Elvis was in his 70s. Uh,
Yeah.
really well done. Really poignant movie. I was more moved by it than I thought. So if you haven't seen Boba Hotep, please do. But he also tells a lot of behind the scenes with the Evil Dead filmings. And oh my gosh, especially the first one was absolutely insane because it was very low budget, very shoestring. They had to move around a whole bunch. They put him through the ringer of his physical acting and just getting beat up.
He actually does those forward flips.
Mhm.
I've seen him do it on stage when he was talking to fans too, and he was well into his 50s when I did it. Basically, grabs the back of his head and just flips himself forward and lands on his back. 'Cause he did it a lot when he was kind of fighting himself in Evil Dead 2.
Mhm. Yeah, that scene was amazing when you knew that he was kind of fighting himself, but he did such a good job of beating himself up.
Yeah,
And so, very good movie. And he got married a few times. The first wife, I know it sounds like such a cliche, but it usually does happen that when people are married before they hit the big time, the marriages don't last because and not because anyone was unfaithful or anything like that, but just their lives change so much and the spouse doesn't go along for the ride. Just everything changed. So yeah, so they broke up, and then he married an actor, and I didn't realize how much he was on soap operas. I mean, this man has been everywhere. So well done. I liked it, and it was, I think, especially entertaining since he was reading it. So if you do have an Audible subscription, go ahead and use your coin.
I think he's done two more, but then in the second one, I think he has Ted Raimi with him, Sam Raimi's brother, who plays
Oh,
like tons of roles in the Evil Dead movies.
mhm.
Uh, he's doing the voices for all the other characters or something.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one scene where a security officer grabs Bruce Campbell and twists his arm behind his back, and you hear Ted Raimi snapping a bundle of carrots next to the microphone to get the cracking sound.
yeah.
You could tell it's carrots.
Well, yeah. Well, I know all about carrots because when you used to chew carrots to annoy, I think people, I remember that. But that kind of shoestring, kind of practical stuff, it's fun. It's good. So yeah, Obaldo, sorry, says the also reading The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder by David Grant. I'm halfway through the book. Oh, well, there we are.
Oh, sounds
That sounds
awesome.
good.
Is it set in the pirate era?
I hope so, because everyone loves pirates. Even though, if anyone really truly met a pirate, they would be smelly, dirty, awful, and have
Crabs.
yes, and they were very grapey. Yes. Okay, I'm looking it up here. The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder. It's a nonfiction book. Yeah, let's see.
You
So,
know, Keira Knightley's character in Pirates of the Caribbean most likely got crabs from Orlando Bloom's character because he became the new Davy Jones.
oh, okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow, this actually looks pretty good. The It's settled on the stories, concentrates on the HMS Wager and the mutiny that took place in 1741. Okay, so there we are. Well, sounds awesome. And please, everyone coming in and people that'll be watching the replay in the comments, let us know what you are reading, what you have read, or what you would recommend. Bruce had been married twice. He married his current wife in 91. Oh, okay. Because I thought he was married briefly one more time to the soap opera actress, but I will definitely bow down before.
The soap actor slipped away.
Aha. But that could be it too. Let me see. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. And let's see, what else do I have? I have, oh, the best short stories of Edgar Allan Poe. I read this during October. I read a whole bunch of them. Oh my gosh, are they good? A lot of people know him for his poem The Raven, which is read in an unparalleled fashion by Christopher Lee. But also, what, The Fall of the House of Usher. You have The Red Mask, uh, which is insane. The Black
The
Cat.
yeah, the black cat. That one's your loud cat is black, isn't she?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. Don't get any ideas.
I have a complete Poe uh, hardcover thing. I think it's complete. Um, I still haven't read it, but it's gorgeous.
Ah,
I got it
yeah.
when I bought that big Conan, the complete Conan leathery, edition by Robert E. Howard, and I got the complete. What is it? It's called the Necronomicon by H.P. Lovecraft. So I got all those three big hardcovers at the same time. I think I paid $50 with shipping. Good luck getting prices like that now, and they were brand new when I got them too.
Hmm. Well, there you go. Yeah, and Steek also does very well reading these. So himself. Oh, look at me! This is me reading Wrath of a Mad God on the balcony in Florida. So this is my little reading nook, and for once, I had to put on a blanket because it was rather chilly. So, Wrath of a Mad God by Raymond E. Feist, part of the Dark War saga. This is the 500th book in the Rift War saga, and
I seem to remember it was one of the better ones.
oh hell yes. I mean, I read the last part, 150 pages very quickly. It was the end of the trilogy, and it just was badass. It really did. It had a great ending, a lot of surprises, and as always, Feist is just amazing at making characters you really, really care about. It's insane because a lot of characters die. The main character is always around because he's got some sort of long life magic thing going on, the magician Pug. But characters come and go, and then one will die, and I'm like, this sucks. And then there's like a new character. I'm like, new character, screw him. And then I'm like, I love him. I want him to live. He can't die. So
Oh,
yeah.
Bagels asked if audiobooks count. And I say yes, absolutely they do. You you're still getting through a book, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and the one with Bruce Campbell, that was audio, and listening to the Conan ones by Robert E. Howard, those are fun with Audible. Yeah.
Salty Texans asking where to start. Magician,
Hmm.
first
Yes.
book.
Yeah, and you'll most likely see it nowadays as Magician Apprentice and then Magician Master. They broke it up into two books.
And then they put them together again later on.
Yeah. So you can get what the one in one volume that also has a few extra things, almost like an author's cut, which is good, which is the one I read. Just has some more explaining some of the magic and how it works But yes, start with Magician Apprentice or Magician, the whole book, and then Magician Master. You will not be disappointed. And not only that, they are going to be butchering it at the Lucasfilm people. So that will also, if you want some content, because everyone's going to suddenly become a fan of Feist. We all know that. But I would recommend it. It's just fun. And I've been reading them for 3 years now, I think 2 years. Because you gave me Magician, the original one, yeah, back in 2021. Now, I could have read them faster, but I did take some breaks now and then to dip into Dragonlance and the Dark Realm. Sorry, Forgotten Realms, the Dritz books. I've also been reading the what was it? Well, the ones for our book club, the Terry Brooks and the like. So I haven't gone straight through, and I started the Robert Jordan, but I've decided I've got 5 books left, and I'm just gonna go to the finish line. Each one is so good. He has an uncanny ability to just when you think you're done and how can he keep it going, he does, and he makes you care. That's what makes him also so good. And yes, I did look it up. You were right. I owe a mea culpa to Michael Asylum. Yeah, like I said, that's what I had thought, but I guess I was sadly mistaken since I can't read. I was going from memory from the book. I need to read that. Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, you do. And you can read Magician Apprentice and Magician Master and then stop. You don't have to keep going. He brings it to a nice end. And then if you want to, you can read Magician, Silverthorn, and the Truce at Sarthanon and stop there.
Oh no, Darkness at Sethanon, even.
Oh, Darkness at
They made no truce in that book.
yeah, Darkness. I was thinking the Truce at Bakura. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
kill me now.
just read the first 2 Feist books and then do a Star Wars one.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Uh, the Darkness at Sethanon, and then you can end it there. And frankly, a lot of the trilogies you can stop,
Yeah,
and I
you,
think
you can.
that's why I was able to. Yeah.
It's the same with the Shanra books. You can just read as a the first series and then stop. You know.
Yes, and hello, Rocky. Yeah. But like I said, I really like him, and he has women. Imagine that, strong women, strong women.
Oh, Biggles is mentioning the Night Angel trilogy.
Oh,
I have that one. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, though. It's assassin stuff, assassin fantasy
okay. Well,
by
Biggles.
Brent Weeks, I think it's called.
Okay. Well, let us know what you think of it when you do. Dragonlance is fun, absolutely. Yeah, we love
Yes,
Dragonlance here at Miss Martin Muses.
I'm 2 books away from finishing the 6-book series. That's it's all about how the characters from the main trilogy meet back in the day. So the next one on the list there, which is book 4, oh sorry 5, is how Tanis meets Kidiara.
Hmm. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. Wet boys, which are magical assassins. I think Steve would like it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's great, and that's partly what we like to do, and because there is good fantasy, and there is good new fantasy, by the way. Uh,
Well, less good new fantasy
that's
because
fair.
they it's diversity hires and diversity writing.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. But it's still not like it doesn't exist, that you can't find it elsewhere. So look and enjoy. Speaking of Agatha Christie, Halloween Party. I read this around Halloween and rewatched the Hercule Poirot one with David Suchet, not the new crap one. I think I'm going to make it a tradition to at least watch the David Suchet because they did a horrendous adaptation with Kenneth Branagh, which I don't even know if you could call it an adaptation because it didn't bear any resemblance to it. They called it A Haunting in Venice and had the nerve to even change the book covers. So if you try to buy it now, it'll be called A Haunting in Venice. And it's like, screw you all. So I had to look far and wide to find this one to buy. And I think, Skeeg, you were the one that helped me find this on eBay because I wanted one with the proper cover with the proper title, and it was surprisingly hard to find. But
Yeah,
if yeah, but if you want a truly disturbing Halloween mystery, much better than the crap weird whatever they were thinking they were doing with the Haunting in Venice. First of all, it's not even set in Venice. It's what it is. It's a Halloween party and a very, very disturbing tale. So I would recommend this one. Read this around Halloween. Um, Michael Sam says, I watched a Dragonlance animated movie. It was okay. I'm a Forgotten Realms guy. Ah, well, to each their own. I
I
read both.
yeah, well, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in the Forgotten Realms too. Definitely. Um, it's You'd think they'd be similar, but they're not really similar. Dragonlance is more like the Star Wars EU, actually, because the main characters do all the main events, while the Forgotten Realms is you have the Dritz books that takes place mostly in the north, and it's about that group of people, but uh, there's more variety in the Forgotten Realms because you can there's a series just about that's only about certain rogues around in the Forgotten Realms.
Hmm.
So 4 or 5 standalone novels about characters that are rogues of various kinds. And yeah,
Hmm, yay. Well, and all of them were part of a cross marketing to go with the Dragon, or sorry, D&D and the Dragonlance role
yeah,
playing games and guides.
they missed a big fat chance with that because if they had made action figures and stuff like
Oh,
that, uh, they they would have made a lot of money. I think they did do some comics though. Uh, Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms once set. Well, I think it was like in the late '80s or something, early '90s. They did that, but they were really cheesy, but kind of cool. But they could have, if they knitted everything better together, I think it would have could have been bigger than it ended up being. Not that
yeah,
it was small or anything, but it's just
yeah. And things like the EU, Star Wars EU, and others have a great debt to what they did accomplish because they kind of were the ones that were breaking the ground, uh, and it was fertilized by them. Tannis Halfoven, yes, we love him here. Yeah, yeah. As tried to
according to
watch.
fifth edition, you can't call them half elven anymore because
Oh
it's offensive.
gosh, yeah, yeah.
And then they came up with that right after they brought back Dragonlance. So like, yeah, one of the main heroes in Dragonlance is Tanis half elven. Like, and then you're telling us it's offensive to say half elven.
Yeah. Well, poor Elrond, he lost his name too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Faulty Traveling Z tried to watch the 70s Death on the Nile movie, but Mia Farrow's annoying performance drove me insane, so I turned it off. Ah, yes. I can see that. Maybe you would like the one with David Suchet. He, to me, is a definitive Poirot. However, stay away from Kenneth Branagh. It was a disgrace. I mean, Kenneth Branagh should be ashamed of himself. Those, oh, what they did to those.
well, here's the thing that assumes he had full control.
That's true. Well,
It
he
could
he
be
was the
a case of the studio saying, yes, you can do it, but you need to include this, 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 and this, and change this because it's offensive.
yeah, and that's the direct. He would directed them. I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone because I don't know why people do what they do, but I'm going to judge a little bit. then
Oh,
don't do it. Don't do it, Kenneth. Then you know what I mean. Have a little bit of integrity, people, because
Bagels is asking if the Clary Quintet is Forgotten Realms. Yes, it is.
oh
It's a side story to the Dritz books because the characters in the Clary Quintet team up with Dritz and Company later on, written by the same author as well.
yes. Oh, hello, Positive Fandom. Thank you very much for being here. Always great to see you. And everyone, it's great to see you. Stephen King did an EU 20s of his books that are linked going back to the 80s. Yes, he did that with the Gunslinger books, the Dark Tower. And yeah, that they all are part of one big universe. And I believe an alternate universe, if I recall correctly. Salty Traveling Sea says they're doing an Elf Crest 1 hour movie on ABC TV. God help us. So, bleh. I don't. I just don't even want to think about it. I don't bother. I mean, there is good new entertainment out there. So go find it, and then the stuff that's not, just chuck it in the fireplace where it belongs. Salty Traveling says Brandon peaked with his Henry V, Hamlet, and Much Ado movies, in my humble opinion. I would agree with you about that. Yes, absolutely. I mean, things like the Frankenstein movie, that was horrendous. Okay, I remember about the Forgotten Realm game. I was upset it didn't have Catterley. Okay,
Catterley
sure.
is he shows up a little bit in Baldur's Gate first game,
Oh, okay. ElfQuest was good.
and
Sorry.
Dritz as well.
Oh yeah, we love Dritz here. ElfQuest was good comics. I wonder if the Pimis will be working on it. Or Pimmy's. I don't know. Probably not. Or they'll do a thing like they did with the Wheel of Time movies where they kind of had Brandon Sanderson credited, even though he didn't really do anything. I don't, which is kind of what they have to do.
They had him in there so they could use him as a shield. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Sanderson was involved.
Mm-hmm. And he was trying to be really nice about it all until the second season. Then he was just like, he kind of let his feelings be known. Um, Letters from Father Christmas. I read these around Christmas time. So much fun. J.R. Tolkien wrote letters back to his kids. Like the kids would write to Santa Claus, Father Christmas, and then he would write back. And it's so cute because it starts very simple because you know how young the children are. And he creates these characters that live with Santa in the North Pole, including the most awesome North Polar Bear. Uh, and he he became this badass thing that eventually fought off a goblin attack on the North Pole. It was so awesome as it went on. So he creates a whole mythos of what's really going on up there with Santa Claus. So if you've never read it, especially around Christmas time, I think you'd enjoy it. And if you have children, I think you would enjoy reading these stories to them. And North Polar Bear is badass. I love him. And eventually hobbits and are mentioned in it because toward the end it's after the Hobbit was published, so he ties it in a little bit. So Father Christmas is awesome. Yes, yes. Really fun. And it also shows, first of all, his great love for his children, but and just how creative he is when he's quote unquote not even trying. It's just like a love letter to them. So it's really, really good. I'd recommend it. Oh, I'm just listing now these were the books I'd read. So of course, Enter Dark Realm, that was another one of the books from the later Feist ones. And yeah, I'll get to that in just a second, Ubaldo. Hello, Dadman Walking 55. Washington Irving, Rip Van Winkle, and Other Stories. I read that. in preparation for a stream I was on with Jacob Ironside, actually quite good. He's known for the Headless Horseman and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but many of his other stories were actually
Not to be confused with Sleepy Swallow, which is the Bill Cosby biography. Anyway,
the
carry on.
views and words of Steve Kenobi do not necessarily reflect those of this Martin Muses. But yes, so and there's like pirate stories, there's ghost stories, there's short stories. There's one real dark one that I just thought was awesome about a dude right after the French Revolution who sleeps with a, a ghost chick that had gotten beheaded, and it's just awesome, very adult even. So if you want to read some of his short stories, oops, there's Dumbledore, then I would highly recommend getting something like this, just like a best of. Oh dear, your legend, Stieg. Don't encourage it.
I dedicated to salty traveling sea.
Yeah. Oh gosh, did I slip
Salty
into
salty traveling sea word.
it? Oh, but no, we know he is definitely not one. Maybe only to the people that write the Wheel of Time, they might think he is, but those
Well,
people are losers.
they're asking for it.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, to do what
They're
they've done.
they're they're basically creating crap, and then they're prostrating themselves and spreading cheeks for deeper ramming, and they have a sign that says, "Yeah, you know, insert praise here."
Yeah. But
Yeah,
actually,
people
yeah,
aren't
I mean,
gonna. Yeah,
yeah. And I spoke wrong. Like I said, maybe from their perception he is one, but actually, as you say, they have it coming. That's not being a C.
no, no, no.
Yeah. It's being justice. Let's see. Ubaldo T says, I'm curious what is everyone's favorite book or book series. So I'm gonna first put that over to you, Steve.
Well, I'm gonna have to do a top five because
Okay.
I've read so much, and I'm not gonna list up the Lord of the Rings because that's kind of a given to anyone
Mm-hmm.
who reads fantasy. So I'm gonna say the Wheel of Time um, might be my favorite. Um, Anything by Joe Abercrombie and Raymond Feist. Let's see what else. The Witcher. The Witcher books are really good. So that leaves one. Uh, Terry Brooks, but only from the very beginning and up through the voyage of the Gerald Shanra. After that, it's I didn't like it that much.
Hmm.
Kind of became too sci-fi ish and less fantasy and predictable. But Terry Brooks, if you start the Word and the Void trilogy and up through um, the last voyage, sorry, the voyage of the Gerald Shanra. I'd also mention Terry Brooks's Landover books, which are more family friendly fantasy. There's six of them, kind of Narnia ish almost.
Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. Positive Fandom says favorite book Les Miserables, favorite series, the book series, The Expanse. Okay. Les Miserables is an amazing book. That was one of the first ones that popped into my head.
Oh, oh,
Was
I, oh, so it's not just fantasy. Then I have to mention Treasure Island as well.
oh yeah, I know that you've said that was very influential.
Yes, Treasure Island, and it has aged well.
Yes. Favorite book Les Miserables. Yes. The if you've ever read the book, not the musical I do like. Don't get me wrong, but it is so rich the book, and his love for Paris especially really comes out in the book. And Jean Valjean is just such a good character, and he's not a goody goody. He's very complex. You see him really struggling, and it shows, in my humble opinion, more than anything else, the the truth of no good deed ever goes unpunished, because he does the right thing and he knows doing the right thing is going to maybe suck, but he does it anyways because it's the right thing to do. He has a conscience, he has to live with it. And then you've got Javert, who is just kind of hunting him down over the years. A lot of it has to do with his pride. The musical, they kind of mess it up a little bit. They kind of try to make it a religious thing, but Javert was not religious at all. It was just how he dealt with the world and how he looked at the world in one way, and couldn't deal with the fact that someone like Jean Valjean, very very interesting psychological study. So yay. I like Les Miserables, so I would definitely put that up there. And since it's just really hard to say the favorite, I would also add what would I add? I would add the Pride and Prejudice, Jane Eyre. Those are fantastic books. The Count of Monte Cristo, love the Count of Monte Cristo. The Expanse. Um, I've not read those books actually. I know they turned those into the TV series, but I don't know anything about that. So yay. So if anyone else in the chat wants to chime in about what your favorite ones are, and of course when you're dealing with fantasy, just Lord of the Rings. That's just all there is to it. I'm reading Storm of Swords right now, actually, which is a very big, very good book. Actually, a very good book. It reminded me how well George R. R. Martin really is writing, and I decided to go ahead and read them because I honestly don't think he is going to be finishing The Winds of Winter, and I might as well just read what we have and then be like the rest of the world and let it be. Yeah. Masterpiece by Emile Zola. Oh, I am not familiar with that. So, yay. Okay. Maybe I'll look into one of those. And let's see. Anything else? Anyone wants to say? These are all really good books, and I hope that those of you that will be reading these will also be um maybe, or rather watching the stream, will find some suggestions for yourself that you would like to read so that you can enjoy them. So if you haven't read any of these books, go ahead. Go ahead. And hopefully this helped. Oh, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a book I read for fun. Yes.
Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with reading a book for fun. Because if you're having fun, you know, uh, you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I I will die on this hill. I don't care if people hate me. I thought the Twilight books were fun and I enjoyed them. But I know they're crap. I won't. I guess maybe that's the difference between some people, that you, um, how do I say this? That you, I know they're crap. I don't try to say that they're actually like better than Lord of the Rings or something, but I do enjoy them. A great book about, Masterpiece, great book about a struggling artist and the challenges he faced, set in the 1800s France. Oh, that sounds really, really good. Yes, Dragonlance is the first fantasy era. Yes, we talked about that earlier. Yes, we love that here at Miss Martin Muses.
Dragonlance has a certain pleasant atmosphere. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes,
There's dark
absolutely.
things happening, but it has that, especially when they're eating and camping in those books, it just makes you hungry.
Oh, yeah. Very cozy. Michael Sodom has a strange affinity for Twilight because Stephanie Meyer and I were born on the same exact day. Oh, yeah. Well, and you got to give her, you got to hand it to her. She made a lot of money doing them. Indeed, she did. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close up this party. Just as a Dega Outlaw comes in. Hello, hello. If you want to say what you're like to read, please go ahead and do so. Um, we're talking about our favorite things. I keep recommending this, says Salty Traveling Sea, who we love here at Miss Smart Muses. I keep recommending this, The Drawing of the Dark by Tim Powers. Please check it out. Okay, The Drawing of the Dark by Tim Powers. Let me Google that. Um,
Hello, Adega. Hope you're well today.
yes. The Drawing of the Dark. I will write this down. The drawing. Oh wait, dag nabbit. I hate Google because it immediately brought up the Drawing of the Three, because that's Stephen King, and he probably probably more people Google that. There I go. The Drawing of the Dark. Okay. Oh, this got a really cool cover. Got a really cool kind of retro-ish kind of one. Dang, says Adega. Oh, okay. I forget what that was. A Good Sir. Star Carrier novel series by Ian Douglas. Ah, okay. Read something you normally wouldn't. The mind derives great pleasure from exploring new things. That is true. So Steve needs to read Pride and Prejudice. Hi,
No.
bud. Oh, sorry. Did you say no?
Yeah, because it's probably 1,000 pages of pansy shit.
It's not 1,000 pages. Pride and Prejudice is not. Let's see, Pride and Prejudice length. It's actually not a long book, but it's not. It's set in the 1800s or late 1700s. It's what you would expect. Here, it's only 496 pages. Oh, and of course, I can't believe I forgot to say this, because technically I do say what you are reading, even though most of it is books. The Conan comics by Titan. If you are not reading that, but Titan Comics has been doing some Conans, their first Conan since they obtained the license. You need to read those. They are absolutely amazing. For those that say that there's not good mainstream comics, that's not true. There's lots of them, actually. Maybe not the big famous IPs perhaps, but definitely there's great material out there, and the Conan comics will blow you away. I've just been loving them, every single one that comes out, and they're about ready to revive the Savage Sword of Conan series, and they're going to start that in February.
Oh, Michael in the chat says everyone has to read War and Peace. A friend of mine who has dyslexia got me that book, or so he thought. But turns out it was a book called Whore and Piss. It was something about a golden shower stuff. So I put it down. I didn't want to read it, all of it. So dyslexia can backfire.
Okay, ignore him. And you know what, Salty Traveling, I appreciate that you like Stieg in top form, but quit encouraging him, because as you can see, his you don't know what's going to fly out of his mouth. I'll replay. Thanks, Salty. Well, thank you, and thank you. I do enjoy the kind words, actually, Salty Traveling. Yeah, yeah. I also read a book called The Comer of Coldie. Oh, okay. Wow, these are ones I haven't heard of. So this is great. Yeah, I don't know how Stieg is still alive. That's just all I got to say about that. That someone hasn't just. Well, then again, in Norway they don't have guns, do they? So that.
Yeah, we have guns. How do you think we kill deer? Seriously, we don't hunt deer with cars, do we? I think throwing axes.
Okay, but you're not allowed to carry, are you? Like, are you allowed?
No, not handguns, no, but hunting rifles and shotguns and stuff. You don't have to have them.
I did not know that. So you could actually go and get a hunting rifle?
Yeah, you need a hunting license, but
Oh,
yes,
okay. I see. So it's just more regulated. Wow. Okay. Well, I stand corrected.
I've circumvented it by having throwing knives. Kill a lot of ducks that way. Just head into the park wearing nothing but wearing nothing and camouflage paint and throwing knives at ducks.
Well, oh, I thought the ones that you usually hunt are the seagulls, or you wish you could. Yeah.
Oh, I've done in some seagulls.
Shh, it's illegal. Um, Catherine Kurtz wrote the Comer Coldie 15 books in the Nanari series, and everyone's saying it's good. There is a book called The Blood Witch out there, a good book. Book I hear it's great. Okay, The Blood Witch. Oh, bow and arrow is what people are saying here. Um, wow. Hey, I've read War and Peace. War and Peace is actually a very good book. Um, you'd be surprised at how effective a slingshot, Balearic sling, or a spring-loaded pellet gun can be. Oh, I
Yeah.
can imagine. I just know, okay, for me personally, oh, hell no. It's just not going to happen. You don't want to put any weapons in my hands. I'm too clumsy. But just put a crochet hook in my hand. Okay, well these are
Yeah,
really
yeah.
great.
That would be really good. Just go hunt deer with a crochet hook.
It wouldn't be very effective, but
PETA
it
wouldn't
would.
approve. It's fine. I knitted the wounds back together.
Crocheted, but I digress. Oh dear me. You all are great. And thank you for all of these great suggestions, but we are going to be winding down. Thank you as always, Steve, for coming on and insulting everybody or not or
I didn't insult anyone. Just Luffy a little bit.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
But he's from
And
further north in Norway, so he's fair game. I mean, I'm not to blame for all the inbreeding up there.
oh my gosh. Oh, well, speak. Okay, Luffy. Well, no, you know what? Y'all can look out for yourselves. I thought it was the Swedes though that had the problem.
We have all kinds of problems.
Yeah. Salty Traveling Sea says, have venison steaks throwing thaw. Oh, thaw.
Not throwing, no.
Thawing. I
Yeah,
was thinking.
yeah. He's just throwing it around the living room till it's done.
I have venison steaks thawing for tonight. Good aim and skills equal deliciousness. Yeah, well done. Especially if you killed it yourself, I am impressed. Um, I love venison. Love venison.
Probably did. Threw the deer around the living room till it died.
Oh no. I'm the one talking about the thawing. I misread it. That was my fault. That was my fault. Great Dream says positive fandom. Well, thank you. It's true. I swing. Uh oh.
Imagine if he smashes the deer so badly that it can't be, that it's no longer recognizable. That would make it a John Doe.
Okay, and I don't even know if I want to read this. I swing big meat around my living room a lot.
Yeah. Also known as a slapstick humor.
Oh no, 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 no. Okay, all right. Well, I have marked all of my live streams and videos not for children. I did that a long time ago.
You know
Throwing
what I
meat
bet it
around the room.
sounds like though when he slaps like a coffee cup? It's like you're holding like a wet sausage up from 6 feet up, and then dropping it to a wet shower floor. That's what it sounds like when he slaps against his coffee cup.
Okay. Um, well, you know what? My coffee cup has a crochet hook on it, so I'm bringing it full circle. All right, since we have completely devolved, but no, I love you all. You all are great, and I'm making a note of some of these books that you all are saying. Now, I'm gonna be tangled up this year with the big books I'm reading. That's why my goal is only 30 books. I'm reading hopefully the entire Wheel of Time by the end of the year. That is my goal. I hope I will reach it. I'm also reading the Feist ones. Those are pretty big. The last one's pretty big, and then The Witcher. So all of the books that I'm planning to read are really big, except for the Dritz. I'm planning to take a break to read
Well, the
some Dritz.
the Witcher books aren't that thick either.
Yeah,
Most of them, anyway. I think the thickest one is around 500.
yeah. Okay, but yeah. But my main goal is still to do the Wheel of Time once I finish Feist. So we shall see if I will do it because those are long. And heck, the Storm of Swords I may never finish. I mean, I'm 140 pages in, and it's like more than 1,000 pages. It's long. Yeah, Michael's Asylum. Oh, have I been mispronouncing this? Oh, I can't. I suck. Wheel of Time is only 4,600 pages. You'll be fine. Yes. Well, I read the Eye of the World really fast, and then I really got into the the second book, The Great Hunt, and then some things happened, and I got out of the rhythm. So I want to get back in. And actually, it'll probably be pretty easy to get back in because I was in the middle of a bit of some lull in the plot, but I really do like the characters, and so I've just heard enough about the series to make me not happy, and I've been told not to watch the series at all, even if I wanted to compare, because that they actually bring in material from like book 4 into the first season. And
Oh, book 6 as well.
oh, well, there you go. And I do not want it spoiled. This is a series I do not want spoiled. Um, Salty Traveling Sea says, you'll love the Witcher books. Wheel of Time bogs down in some mid-series books, truthfully, but I still love it. Yeah. But I think that's what we
Yeah,
were saying.
so some of the bogging down though pays off in the last 3 books because it also sets up stuff. But
Yeah.
there's less action in some of the middle books.
Mhm. Well, and I think this also goes back to what we were saying earlier in the stream when we were saying that you can forgive a writer for that kind of stuff if you trust them and if trust has been built and all of that jazz. So you trust it's going somewhere. And to go back to George R. R. Martin, I think that that's his problem, and that's why I'm just so disgusted with him in many ways because I think he has broken the trust of his fans, especially when he seems to be mocking them. Uh, Robert Jordan would never have mocked the fans if in the way that George R. R. Martin is like mocking him for them for wanting his story that he gave them. Like it's like like you should be on your knees thanking God people want to read your stories. And I keep going back to how Robert Jordan responded to his diagnosis. His first thought was for the fans. It wasn't to go hardy har, probably it's not going to be finished. I've got lots of things to do. No, he didn't. He thought of his fans from beginning to end, and that's why I don't give him any leeway. You don't break the trust between the writer and the fan. The correction is 11. Oh gosh, 11,900 pages. Okay, that makes sense. I love the Witcher books. I already said that you got a lot of work to do and you're already behind. Dragon Reborn is a great read too. Yeah, that's the third one. I am ready to go. The series deviates from the very start. It's horror bad. You watch Amazon show, you'll be losing your mind like I did. Yeah, didn't you tell me you kind of stopped? I think you said that on one of my other streams because it does reach a point where it starts to maybe poison how you view the characters, like the way The Last Jedi did for Star Wars. It took me a while to get that image out of my head. Let's see. Oh, George R. R. Martin is acting like a diva. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, and like I said, you don't mock your fans. You mock everyone else, but you never mock your fans. Respects his readers. Yep, darn right. Yeah, and of course, yes, his name is James. Yeah, I loved it when I did the research for his biography. It made me respect him even more. Yeah, may he rest in peace. Oh, they're all saying thank you. Oh, I was thinking, yes, let's pray for his soul. Um, but I digress. Well, thank you, Stieg. Thank you for being here. Can you share with the audience where you are going to be? Where can we find you?
I think it's on the 24th. Um, I'm doing another top 10 movie thing with Mara on her channel, Jade Shadow on YouTube. We're doing our top 10 favorite movies from 1983.
Okay. Well, you
So
heard it
that's
here,
going to be fun.
kids.
That's our top 10 personal favorites, though, not necessarily the best ones. So, whatever movies we watched a lot when we were kids and stuff, that definitely factors in. So, half of them might be shit movies, but we still like them.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, you'll just be amazed how much the actual books, I'm saying rather than movies, how many good movies there were in the 80s each year, and even the ones that weren't great, like you said, they might be shit movies. It doesn't matter. What were considered crap movies back then are masterpieces compared to what they're churning out, for the most part, in the mainstream today. Yeah. Positive Fandom says, considering how much effort they put into involving the fandom in the Wheel of Time TV series creation, I'm surprised that they did with the TV series. Yeah. But you
That's a
see,
bait and switch. That's just to secure an audience.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen it done before.
yeah, they tried it with the Wheel of Time, but where they went wrong is they didn't even get fans of Tolkien.
Well, they did the same with The Witcher. Remember how the showrunner was bragging about how much she was a fan of the source material and blah blah blah. But yeah, she didn't know shit.
Yeah, and then it turns out it's actually quite the opposite, and that she almost
Yeah.
resented.
Well, not just that. I mean, before that, it was the Shannara series, but which lasted for 2 seasons, and the Sword of Truth, which was based on Terry Goodkind's books. They did the same thing. They're like, yeah, involving fans and cheering on the fandom, blah blah blah, and then they don't stick to the source material for
Yeah.
less than
And
an episode.
it's a total misunderstanding of what the fans are. They think that the fans will just show up if they just slap the name on it. It's like, no,
Yeah,
fan tourists will show up if they slap the name on it. Fan
yeah. You
trenders
have
will.
what I call logo whores. They'll just
Hmm.
blindly cheer and simp for anything that has a popular logo, so they can force themselves to be part of the conversation when they haven't invested a damn bit of time into any of the franchises before.
Hmm.
So it's like just clap for the current thing.
Yeah. Amazon bribes some of the well-known Wheel of Time YouTubers somehow. Now they eat up everything's theory stuff, even though they get lambasted for it.
Yep.
Hmm.
All it took was a dinner at a castle and access.
Yeah. I know a little bit about how that works. So I suspect what they're getting because, well, I can't say too much about that. But back in the day, I know how the perks work. Um, and we were very unique in that we didn't, we, yeah, oh, I don't even want to go into that because, again, people that really do have sources don't actually share. So I don't want to in any way betray any kind of confidences. But I will just say I would bet you that they are doing access and maybe interviews. But
Well,
the difference in my situation, it was never a quid pro quo. I think now it is a quid pro quo because it's just so obvious. And so they get paid. The YouTubers rather get paid in the views and that they'll get from the access. Or maybe they just want the vacation. I mean, how many people can outright afford? I'm thinking of the Rings of Power. Not a lot of people can up and fly over to England. It is expensive. You need to set aside about 5 grand if you're going to go cheaply over to England, and when you factor in hotels and the like.
well,
So
it also shows how cheap their their ethics and principles are. All it takes is a damn dinner, and they bend over and spread their cheeks. That's all it took, a dinner, one dinner.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, if you're an American, especially if you've never been, I could see how the ring would tempt you. But shame on them. I didn't like the Shinner show at all. Oh yeah, even some of the actors like it. Yeah, well again they just didn't adapt it, and all they have to do is adapt it. They could be printing money if they just adapted them, um, but that's just all there is to it. I think it's really unfortunate. However, let me throw this out here without any commentary on the final product. You have what they're doing with the Percy Jackson. Even though they made movies about them, we now see that when some time passes that they are willing to do it again, to do it over. And the Harry Potter, they're doing that too, even though I don't feel like Harry Potter needs a do-over. So it is possible, maybe when some
Well,
time
I mean,
passes.
how many times have they done the Three Musketeers?
Oh, exactly. How many times have done Pride and Prejudice, Jane Eyre, all the classics. So, and maybe, just maybe, the the adaptations will get better because I think eventually, how do I say this? They're not really saying how much the Rings of Power has hurt Amazon, but it's showing it up in other ways because you have them not even advertising, you don't have any merchandising, you don't see like their social media accounts are inactive. I think it's the High King Feanor who has been following that. And now Amazon is making us take ads. I think that they've taken a hit and a hard hit. Star Wars got away with it because they brought in Baby Yoda and it saved and Luke saved Star Wars. And so they're bringing in the money. They're fine. And I know people get mad at me when I say that, but they are. They're doing just fine. Star Wars is, but that was a fluke, and people didn't realize that but this other stuff they are losing money bad. So oh, I'm sorry, there's a oh did my okay, one of my mods took care of that. Cheap hosts at sellout year. It's in years of work. Yeah, and who knows, maybe we'll even get a proper Witcher. Wouldn't that be epic if they redid the Witcher and hired Cavill to do it again? That would be excellent.
Yeah, he would definitely nail it.
Yeah,
Assuming he had free reins and no studios giving him
yeah,
the ingredients he had to use.
yeah. I would be very interested in. I'm very interested rather in seeing what they do with Warhammer because that it does appears that he is in charge, and if that really is pulled off, then we'll know. Then we'll know. But well, this has been one of the longest outros I've done in forever. But it's because of you. It's because of all of you. Just such good stuff, and I'm probably going to be doing some more Tolkien material, some Rings of Power material. I'm at a better place psychologically in my life, and I've been just been so pumped up with the new letters I've gotten from Tolkien. So please stay here at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. I have I have some more Harry Potters coming up. I'm going to maybe start up doing some more biographies. It does take a while for the biographies because I need to research and make sure that my research is solid before I go ahead with it. Maybe some more of my close encounters. I need to get a more functioning piano before I do that. And of course, any of my musings that come up, I have some of that stuff ready to go. So let me know also if there's certain material that you miss or that you'd like me to do. I do have some We the People ready to go and some more on narcissism. I put together something on narcissism, narcissistic injury, rather. So that might pop up. But I got to buy a car this week. I'm going to buy a car on Monday. So that's going to take up some time. Guess what color it is, Steek?
Red.
How did you know? Great Street,
Uh,
thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cavill. Yeah, we love Cavill here. I have to go back to work, catch everyone at the bookstore, have an awesome reading. Yes. Go to half price bookstores. Go to if need be, make your own stuff. Write your own stuff. But don't just write for the sake of writing. Or don't just create for the sake of creating. Make it come from the heart. And even if you're just doing it for yourself or your friends, do enjoy that. Gosh darn it! Why was something in my head? Oh yeah, duh. Reacher. So watch me over on Nina Infinities in a week. We're gonna finish up Reacher. Also, I pop in now and then on the uh, Spork of Ice and Fire. It depends if I can contribute since I have not finished the books. And you might see me around on Jacob Ironside. I don't. We're trying to work out something there. Oh, and of course, pub crawl. Please stay tuned for pub crawls. This is the longest outro on the planet. Thank you, Ubaldo. Thank you, Salty Traveling Sea. Thank you, Positive Fandom. Michael's Asylum. Adego Outlaw. Biggles popped in. I don't know everyone. If I missed everyone yet, because sometimes it jumps to Dad Mom Walking. Thank you. I do appreciate it, and I couldn't do anything without you and your participation. I really, I really am looking forward to do even more reading. I think I've got reading sorted out till 2030, so that's going to be very good. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to read good books